Homeowner gave me a nice cup of joe this morning. There's children right there. Oh, why did we do that? Welcome, welcome. We're back with another Sequent episode, doing something a little bit different for you guys this week. Instead of bringing you a story about a massive buck that we usually find here in Atlanta, we're actually doing a more behind the scenes management video that we've never really shown you guys before. And so we're gonna do that. We do it about 3 or 4 times a year where we have just doe days. We text all our buddies, we all go out and try and lay down as many does as we can. What naturally happens in suburban areas is that you're dealing with tighter property lines and people don't want to deal with a deer running across lines unless it's a big buck. So a lot of bucks get shot in the suburbs and not as many does that should be taken to keep the numbers down and keep the population in check. So we're actually doing a management day. Drew and I are doing a 1v1 challenge, 12 hours, who can take the most does in 12 hours, one day. So morning and evening sit. And the little wager we got is the loser gets shot at by the winner with a recurve bow that has a foam tip on the end of it, and it still really hurts. So be sure to stay tuned to the end of this video. That should be pretty fun. If y'all recognize this place, I actually killed a 150-inch buck in this field the first year that we filmed for Mossy Oak. And there is a ton of deer in this area, so I've chosen this spot for my morning and evening sit. And sometimes you'll see 20, 30 deer in a sit. So it should be fun. I'm gonna fling some arrows down range. Drew, you better bring your A game. And let's see, last thing is, if you have not checked out our last video, we just dropped the Thor video of a 203-inch buck we killed this year, and we're actually giving away a brand new Hoyt Helix bow. It's like a $1,600 fully loaded bow, giving it away. So be sure to watch that last video for your chance to enter and win that bow. Be sure to check it out. It's coming straight to your house if you win and we choose you. So go check it out. Go check it out. Just check it out.
Leaf blowers are going full steam. Traffic, planes, everything. The city's waking up. It's about 7:30. It's like 42 degrees this morning. Perfect morning. Just after my second shot, I've got 2 deer down. I have had deer on me since I got in the stand, and this is the first opportunity I've had to actually give an interview. There are deer everywhere, and they're chasing like crazy. I've probably seen 12 or 13 deer this morning, and I've taken 2 of the biggest does I've seen.
I've made good shots on them. I feel good about the shots. All I gotta say is, Drew, you better be bringing it, baby. Because I ain't done. I got 6 arrows. Two down. Got deer over here to the right.
What's going on?
Sorry, bust up those numbers.
That's definitely not going to help the cause. I just had a guy that works here walk down to the base of my tree while smoking a cigarette, start questioning me like who I was and why I was here. Apparently the owner didn't recognize my truck, and so I was like, Drew Carroll, I have permission from so and so, and he's like, oh, okay, just just making sure. But he was pretty much yelling at me, and now every single deer in the area probably is steering clear of this little patch of woods because it reeks of cigarette smoke now too. Meanwhile, Lee's stacking them up. He's already got 2 on the ground. It's not looking good for me, guys.
Down. Alright, this is the first legit tree interview that I'm able to give this morning because, one, I'm about out of arrows. 2, I have had deer on me literally all morning and have not been able to give a tree interview. So this is the most deer I've ever shot in the morning. I've shot 4 deer this morning. I watched, I think 3 of the 4 fall. One of them ran up this way that I think I shot her in the heart, but didn't see her fall. I'm done. This is ridiculous. I'm done. This area is like loaded with, like, the population is way out of control for this area. So this is like desperately needed to happen here. So I know there's probably gonna be some comments that are like, oh, you know, you're just wiping out the population. No, I probably saw 30 deer this morning, and I literally only shot the most mature does I saw, and then that last one that was blowing at me like crazy. All in all, that was the most ridiculous hunt I've ever had in the morning as far as doe management goes. I need to call Drew because I'm gonna have some trouble getting these out of the woods.
Yes.
You'd be incorrect in your assumption that I've shot 3 deer.
Over or under 5?
Under 5. I've shot 4 deer.
Well, that's 4 more than me. I knew this would happen. There's so many dang does at that spot. I had 2 small bucks come in, young bucks. One of them's gonna be a stud one day if he makes it.
Yeah.
And then while those 2 bucks were like right in front of me, I had a dude walk up, literally walk to the base of my tree smoking a cigarette, like trying to find me in the stand. And I told him who I was, and he was like, okay, yeah, just making sure, because Bill didn't recognize your truck parked on the road.
That's hilarious.
Like, probably.
I don't know what you're doing, but I could probably use some help. All right, I'm gonna track the one deer that for sure is on my property. I'm gonna have my Onyx map out, make sure that I'm on my property. Okay, here's my first arrow. I've got 1 deer for certain on my property, and I've got another one I think is on it, but there's 2 that definitely went into the park. So I'm waiting to hear back from a park ranger to get the right permission to go retrieve that deer. But in the meantime, I'm gonna go look for this doe. Again, I'm paying really close attention. If I don't trip, I'm paying really close attention to this Onyx map because I really don't want to cross. It's a big no-no to cross property lines. This is a lifesaver for us.
Hey man, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Hanging in there, man. We're working doubles for a bunch of training. So.
I gotcha. I have shot 4 does this morning. One of them is on my property, but 3 of them, I've literally walked to my property line and I can see them. They're like 20 yards across the line. I just wanted to make sure that I had permission to go in there before I step foot over there.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, go get them. We don't want them rotten. If anything pops up, man, just call me back.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Both filming each other.
Am I filming you, filming me, filming you?
No, I'm filming you, filming me, filming you.
Ah.
I saw like 3 more right there on my way in.
Homeowner gave me a nice cup of joe this morning. I'm telling you, I was sitting in that stand and this whole ridge top, there was just deer flying back and forth the whole morning. A lot of them that never came in. You know we made a wager on today, right?
I was literally about to say, it's a good thing we didn't make any bets on this competition.
No, we did make a bet.
I didn't shake on anything.
Verbal commitment.
Well, all right, do you have your recurve with arrows?
No, you do. There's a school bus right there. There's children right there. Like literally children screaming and playing right there.
Were they here when you shot it?
No. Dude, they're pointing at me. All in a day's work. This place, like, even though we've been tracking deer, like there's deer running around all over the place. And I was actually telling Drew, I read an article like a couple months ago when I was like doing some research for a homeowner on trying to get permission, and I found out that each mature deer eats about 3,000 pounds of food a year, which is a lot. So if you do the math, 4 times 3,000 is 12,000 pounds of food that just freed up for younger deer, younger fawns and younger bucks and deer like that to forage on. So taking deer out like this, especially in a place like this where there's just so many of them, is really going to help out that younger generation of deer. Even the browse line in here, Drew was saying, is like terrible. It's like all the greenery on your trees, like 4 feet and lower, is all eaten. So this will be a huge help to the herd in this area. And it's gonna be pretty tasty too. I think we just filled the freezer for a while. Let's drag them like behind one of those logs over there and gut them. All right, we just got these deer gutted. The plan for these deer, Drew's gonna take one, I'm gonna take one, and we're gonna quarter both of those deer out. We've got a local processor in town that does really good sausages and stuff like that. So, but they require it being quartered. That's the plan for 2 of them. The other 2, we've actually been a part of a ministry downtown that feeds women and children and struggling people off the streets of Atlanta. And we actually pay for the processing and donate these deer that we manage in the areas to that shelter. We've been doing it for a few years now, and so that's where the other 2 are going to go. So it's all put to good use, and also helps with some management in the area because there are way too many deer here. But we're going to get these dragged to the truck and move on out of here.
Part of the challenge was whoever lost this morning takes a shot, free shot from the recurve with the you want the Muzzy broadhead or a Rage? With the foam tip. And I lost clearly. So
3 shots.
3 shot? No.
It's 3 shots. I said in the opening intro, 3 shots.
No, it's 1 shot.
I've never shot a recurve before.
Well, you know what?
3 shots.
I'm letting you shoot my recurve at me. So.
Are you wearing a cup? Because I'm definitely shooting for your nuts.
I always wear a cup when I'm hunting. You never know what
Good, me
happens
too.
out there. All right, so agreement. You get 1 shot where I'm standing still, and then 2 shots where I act like a deer.
Facing me.
No, I act like a deer, and I just kind of run through the woods.
That's not gonna hurt. I think he's gonna make a scrape. One more face.
Nope.
Yes.
I'm gonna take a shot at you.
I'll let you take a shot at me if I get one more at you.
I'm scared.
Yeah! Woo!
Hard shot.
You flinched. I shoot again. I'll give you straight up all you want right here. I'm just not gonna, oh God, this is actually kind of scary. It is kind of scary. Oh my God, I'm not kidding. Oh my God. Oh. Oh my God, that was the worst idea ever. I promise you, I'm not kidding.
That was a direct hit.
Give me a minute. Hold on, dude. Why did we do that?
Well, is that a wrap?
Yeah, we're done.